Alright, so it's time to do this Q&A video that I told myself I was going to do a while back, but never did, and I don't even remember the questions that were given to me back then, so I'm just going to do these based on the questions that I have now. I made like a poll like 13 hours ago, asking people about my questions and whatnot. If anyone has a question for me, you guys can put it in the comment of this video, and I'll get to it the next time I do a Q&A video. So I got like 7 questions here. I don't know if I should even count the last question I got here, but I'll count it anyway. So first question, I will keep names, ambiguous, and I just won't say the names, just to keep people's identity out of this. I don't know, but last time I did something like this, people didn't want their names said, so I will just keep that quiet. When's your plan on other ramblings like Guilty Gear, Persona, Under Night, other games, other animes? I personally really liked the Infinite Strauss video you made and why I hate Super 17 video, such as character thoughts, favorites, lore videos, theories, and so forth. So how I make these videos is that every time I make one of these videos, it depends on my mood. Like, I don't have a set plan doing certain types of videos. Like, if a thought comes in my head and I'm in the right place to do so, I will make the video. Like, it depends, because if I were making let's say I was reading a manga or something and I really liked the manga and I was finished with that manga, I'd make a video about it. Or if I was playing a BlazBlue game and like a thought popped in my head, I'm like, oh shit, I could talk about that for this is why most of my content is random as hell. That's why I don't do lore videos all that much, because it comes randomly, and I just, theories and stuff like that, I'll do that too. But regardless of actual, planning for these videos, I don't do that. But I will talk about more Guilty Gear stuff in the future, because talking about these lesser Guilty Gear things like manga, games, and, other media, it's been fun. Persona, on the other hand, I've been sticking to mostly the games, and I've only talked about Persona 3 and 4 so far, and I will be talking about Persona 5 in the future, but I don't feel safe talking about Persona 5 until I get the Royal, because I felt as though if I did talk about Persona 4, if I played the Golden, it'd be a different story, and it'd be a different video. But I feel, if I haven't played the Royal yet, I don't own the Royal, so I won't be making a Persona 5 video until I play Royal, unless I just stop caring. But, Under Night's a different story entirely, because I have nothing to really talk about in regards to Under Night. That's why you guys seen barely any Under Night content on my channel. I don't know what to say about the game. I have character ideas, like what characters I like about Under Night, but I don't know if I even feel like it's worth it to make a video about it. But I will talk about other things. So yeah, that's that. So it just comes randomly. I'm sorry, if I didn't answer the question like you wanted to, but this stuff comes randomly. Next question: what's your most hated character in fiction? I can never bring myself to answer this sort of thing, because I can't really think of any characters I actually hate all that much. I mean, I got characters I hate, but I don't know, actually. I could say Geese Howard, because I hate him so much. I hate Geese Howard so much, but off the top of my head, that's the only character that really, really, really comes to mind. I have never really watched a series where, a character that I actively hate. There are characters I don't like, but it's a different story when there's a character it actively gets on my nerves to the point I hate them. I have no idea. I could just ignore characters and just not give a damn about what they do. But the only thing I can think of right now is Geese Howard. That's the only character I think I could hate of at this moment. But yeah, Geese Howard. That's all I got. Next question: who are your favorite characters of each franchise in BBTAG? Or are you going to ramble about Ruby? All right, so there's 7 franchises in BBTAG. In regards to BlazBlue, I said Ragna. In regards of Persona, I mean, I don't know if you mean every franchise, so entirely of all of Persona. So let's see here. I guess my favorite character in Persona entirely is Sadao Kawakami from Persona 5. She's my favorite character in general. Anyone can fight me. I like her more than everyone else. Under Night is a tough thing to say, but I would say Linne. And I really like Linne because of her design, mostly. Like, she's wearing like this yellow hoodie. She wields 2 swords. She's this little girl who's actually really old, but possessing the body of a young girl, and has a little dragon that follows her. That sounds sick as hell. Like, Linnea, character-wise, I don't really care for, but design-wise, she's actually kind of cool to me. Like, I don't know why. It just seems kind of cool. It's this little girl kicking ass. I mean, she's not a little girl, but you know what I mean. Ruby, I'd say Raven, only because, like, to be honest, there hasn't been a character in Ruby that really ever grabbed me, like, character-wise. Like, I like them mostly from a design and fighting aspect, and I haven't watched Ruby Volume 7, so and it's been a while since I've watched Ruby in general. I've only watched it right before BBTAG's release just to get an idea of what I wanted to watch, and I started watching, like, I think Volume 5 afterward and bits and pieces of Volume 6, and I just fell out of it. But I would say Raven, mostly because I like her from the design standpoint. I don't like her character-wise, but I like her from the design standpoint. Like, she looks so cool, like honestly, she looks super cool. As for Arcana Heart, I would say Saki Suzura, and I hope she gets into BBTAG if she ever does. Let's see, number 6. So that's Senran Kagura. Senran Kagura, I'd say it's a tie between Asuka. It's a tie between Asuka and I might well say Asuka. She's like I think she's my favorite mostly because I just played her the most. Oh no. Asuka and Daidoji. I give Daidoji a little bit more because I just like her in general. Like, I like her, the character. I like the voice actress. She looks awesome. I mean, come on. So I think I choose Daidoji as my favorite Senran character. And as for Akatsuki Blitzkampf, I'd say Kanai. Mostly from the design standpoint. I don't know really any characters of Akatsuki Blitzkampf personally. I've seen and played a bit of the game, but I don't really, know much to say. But yeah, Kanai. So next question, well, actually next 2 questions. Who would you say is your top 5 absolutely, favorite BlazBlue characters, both male and female? I know you did a video for females, but just in case things change. Favorite game of all time. Okay, so as to answer the first question, 5 characters, my top 5 favorite characters of BlazBlue, both male and female. Okay, so I already did female side. I don't think things would change. I still say, let's see, top 5, Makoto, Lambda, Makoto, Lambda. I say 9 is one of my favorites, mostly because her design looks sick as hell. I'm trying to think, like, it's so hard to get, like, your favorites in a line. Like, it gets me when people ask me about, what's your favorite this? I'm like, ugh, god damn it. Let's see, Makoto, Lambda, Celica. I did Celica dirty on my top 84 female characters. I didn't even put her on there, and I feel that's unfair. So Makoto, Celica, 9, Lambda, and I think one more. I'll give you one more. I'd say Kokonoe. Yeah, I'd say, well, no, not Kokonoe. Mu. I'd say Mu. I like Kokonoe, don't get me wrong, but Mu kind of beats her in that. So Makoto, Celica, Lambda, 9, and Mu. That's all 5. Male characters is a different story. Ragna's 1, obviously. Damn, that's tough. Okay, so Ragna, I never thought about this before. Like, no one's ever asked me this kind of question. So we got Ragna. I give Naoto a bump. He's actually became one of my favorites. Like, he actually became one of my favorites. Just like jumped up. Let's see here. Ragna, Naoto. Damn, this is so hard. Like, I like all these characters. Most of them, at least. It's hard to say who's my favorite. Ragna, Naoto. Oh my god, this is harder than I thought it'd be. God damn. Like, I'm just trying to remember everyone off the top of my head, and like I'm just like drawing a blank right now. Holy crap. I give Hazama 1. I give Hazama 1. So that's Hazama, Naoto, and Ragna, and damn, I guess Hakumen. He looks cool, and he's an asshole though, but he looks cool. And Bang, there we go. I don't really yeah, those five: Ragna, Naoto, Bang, Hakumen, and Hazama. So I guess it'll be my five for male and female. And favorite game of all time. I honestly can't tell you. I don't really have a favorite game of all time. I don't really have a favorite game of all time. When people ask me this question, I just draw a blank. So I can't answer that question. I'm sorry. Next question is when will you fight your viewers? Also, do you feel like you've gotten better at fighters over time? As fighting for the viewers thing, I honestly can't really do so, mostly because I don't have the necessary tools to do so. I don't have like the necessary recording equipment to record like gameplay and whatnot, and even if I did, I don't really have any decent internet around where I live, so I couldn't really play anyone. I've wanted to in the past, but I just could never do so because my internet's mega garbage. So that's why I don't really fight my viewers. That's why guys don't really see any gameplay of BlazBlue anymore on my channel, because like I can only get so far with a camera, honestly, and I can only get so far with like, you know, the way I do things. So yeah, I can't. That's why I can't fight fight viewers. If I ever got better internet, this would be a different story. But that's why I can't. And also, do you feel like you've gotten better at fighters over time? I feel as though I better understand fighters rather than just getting better at them, because I was never really good at fighting games ever. I played the games mostly because they attracted me to them. Like, I play a lot of fighting games, but I feel like it boils down to me just liking the game in general rather than just like liking the fact that it's a fighting game. Like, it's how I got into Guilty Gear, BlazBlue, Under Night, you know, all this, like every other fighting game I played, Tekken, Soul Calibur, Dead or Alive, let's see, like any other like rival schools, like in Marvel vs. Capcom, like these games I've gotten into mostly because there was something about the game that attracted me to them. You know, like I think I just stopped caring over time, and I feel like I've accumulated enough fighting games. I was like, oh man, they're all fighting games. This is most of what I play now. But as I feel like I've gotten better, no. I feel like I understand the games better, but as for getting better at them actually and like practice, no. All right, next question. Who do you main in BlazBlue? Now, I guess I can use this as a giant, like, who do I main in like every BlazBlue game? For every, like, for the first four BlazBlue games, like, you know, first main BlazBlue games, Ragna. And the only reason I choose Ragna is because he was the easiest character for me to get a hold of. I'm not the kind of person who, like, goes off and try to pick the most complicated character and learn them. If the character is, like, basic as hell and you can understand them easy, I stick with them and no one else. And there will be sometimes where I branch out to try, like, you know, not play the same character over and over again. But other than that, I feel like Ragna stuck with me more because he was the easiest one for me to play. He's the easiest one for me to get a hold of. And as for BBTAG, I swap between characters, so I can't really say I have a definite main. I play for like, I have like 3 teams in preset I go through a lot. First team I go through is Ragna and Akatsuki. They work really well. I had one at Akatsuki and Susanoo at first, but Ragna and Akatsuki work, like, I don't know why they fit, like they work well. The second team I have a preset is Labris and Heart. The reason I put them together because I actually like those 2 characters. And the third team I have preset is Yumi and Elizabeth, who work together. They feel like they work together at least. But yeah, that's my main, Ragna. And, oh wow, this is a final question. I don't know if I should count this one, but how do I beat Gil in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike? Honestly, man, I have no friggin' idea. Like, I've managed to beat Gil once in my life in Third Strike, and I could never do it again. Like, honestly, I had to cheese and block a lot in order to prevent myself from getting killed by Gil. Like, oh my god. Like, I don't even play Third Strike anymore, mostly because I don't want to deal with Gil anymore. That's the main reason I don't play Third Strike anymore. But yeah, that's all the questions for my Q&A. There are only 7, but, you know, some questions within questions. So if this goes well, I might make another one if anyone decides to give me more questions. So see you all next time, everybody. Peace out, and thanks for the questions.